Okay, so, as per usual, Moon Kitty last minute learns that she's doing something or has to go somewhere earlier than expected. So, it's time to redo the, old 20 questions for Warrior Cats. Because when I originally did this, I was actually kind of coming right back into the fandom. Like, 2016, when I kind of started really going hard on my channel and putting things out there and doing things a lot more, I hadn't really been into Warrior Cats for a while. I had just rushed and read, the rest of the 4th series, so it was all fresh in my mind. I had caught up on everything that I missed, during the 3-4 years that I wasn't reading, because I dropped off somewhere around the middle of Omen of the Stars, and then I had to pick it back up. So I was kind of... You'll notice that my early videos were all like Bumblestripe and Dovewing and Alderheart, because the new books were just coming out. So it's all, like, everything that was fresh in my mind I was making videos about, I was talking about. So my old Warrior Cats 20 questions is actually very, very leaning towards what I was still remembering about Warrior Cats. But now I have reread most of the books since then. I have been in the fandom for a little bit longer, and that's that makes a big difference in your opinion on things, because when I say things like, oh, what is underrated, what is overrated, it's kind of oops. Alright, fine, you want to look out the window? There you go. It's kind of, what's the word? I didn't have a feel for what was underrated, what was overrated. I didn't really have, kind of the knowledge for it that I do now, because with fandom stuff, you learn to like characters more or dislike characters more based on, silly, trivial things. And that is probably how my opinion has changed. In fact, my opinion was probably less biased back before I did the original when I did the original Warriors questions, and not now. Now I'm probably super, super biased, and it's, it's gonna be a time. Anyway. How did you get into Warriors? Obviously, this hasn't changed, but I'm gonna go over it again. I saw some people reading it, very probably, and I went and borrowed the same books they did from the library. It could have also been that I saw people role-playing it on Neopets first, because those situations, that the Neopets role-playing and the seeing people reading it at school kind of were an overlapping situation. So I had seen probably both before deciding I wanted to read them. My favorite arc is now Vision of Shadows. It used to be Omen of the Stars, and now I feel like, Vision of Shadows is a better arc. It's more interesting, it has better characters, and it's more fun to read. My favorite book is now Shattered Skye, instead of Long Shadows, like it was last time I did this. Shattered Skye is just all around very, very exciting and very, very fun. And if you don't like the climax with the reveal about 1 star, I don't know what to tell you, it's Warrior Cats, buddy. Let's see. Favorite Super Edition, novella, or manga? For this, I'm actually going to tell you all 3 of my favorites, because it's a little easier that way. My favorite Super Edition is Hawkwing's Journey. I like it because it's a very complete, sad story. It's kind of a tragedy. It's watching this clan deteriorate just to do what they think is going to save them, and they have absolutely no idea if it is. And the clan is almost entirely new people by the time they actually get to the lake. Everybody who was originally at the gorge has pretty much died off. I mean, not everybody, but a huge chunk of them is just gone, or left, because it's just been too hard. And my cats are clicking out the window over there. I don't know if you can hear it or not. My favorite novella is still Dovewing Silence. I feel like that gives a very good end to the fourth arc. It gives a very good perspective on who Dovewing is when the fourth arc actually didn't try very hard to establish that. And it's just all around a good book. I like watching Dovewing avoid her boyfriend by hanging out with an old man. My favorite manga is The Rise of Scourge. It has the best art out of all of the mangas, and it's the most interesting out of all the mangas. My favorite clan is Skye Clan. Back when I did this originally, I said it was either Skye Clan or Shadow Clan. Now it's definitely, absolutely Skye Clan, because not only is Skye Clan at the lake now, it's also, it's just a fun clan. It's got rules that none of the other clans kind of have. It's got, like an established naming system, which I think is interesting. Like, Leaf Star is very into, Harry Potter legacy naming people after their parents. And I think that's actually really cool that that's something that has, at least happened multiple times in Skye Clan when it hasn't really happened in other places, except for, Lion Blaze. Favorite character, that is either Squirrelflight, Dovewing, or Hawkwing. I said before I liked Squirrelflight in I Like Her Way, and I like Dovewing in I Feel Like I'm Her Way. It's not really that clean-cut, though. I feel like I like characters that I can relate to more than I like characters that I, appreciate. That said, I don't know if I relate to Hawkwing. I just think he's really, really funny. He's the type of guy who'd jump into molten lava without thinking about it. Like, just go head first into anything. It's very... It's funny, especially, like, if you read Hawkwing's journey, and I know it seems like it would be frustrating, but he gets tricked, like, twice by the same guy, twice in a row, and at first he's like, geez, I don't trust this guy, and everyone else is like, no, you can trust him, and then he's like, I trust this guy, and everybody else is like, no, we don't trust him. It's oh, I love Hawkwing. He's just huge and stupid. It's wonderful. Like, whatever the general consensus is, it feels like Hawkwing is going against it just because he's Hawkwing, and it's wonderful. Alright, my least favorite character. That's hard right now. Because I don't want to say Breezepelt is my least favorite character like I did last time, because Breezepelt basically woke up. Like, in Dovewing Silence, he's still an evil little... Oh, crap, I can't say that word. In Dovewing Silence... Breezepelt is still bad. He's still very actively antagonizing people. Even though the battle is over and everything's done, Breezepelt is still being awful. So, then when we get to Crowfeather's trial, it's like he woke up as a different person. Because he's still antagonistic. The last time in the timeline we saw him, he is still actively trying to be bad. So, it's kind of odd that we have him wake up in Crowfeather's trial, suddenly ashamed of what he did and worried about how people feel about him. And nobody really does anything to prove that Breezepelt is good. Like, Breezepelt just wakes up, and there he is. He's a good boy now, all of a sudden, and Heathertail likes him, and just, it's like, very, very odd. So, I can't say Breezepelt is my least favorite character, because he literally woke up in Crowfeather's trial a different person. With no, like, there's no character development that leads up to it. It's so odd, because if you go back and you read Dovewing Silence, and you read the last book of, Omen of the Stars, you'll see that Breezepelt has literally no remorse for what he's done. And then you go and you read Crowfeather's trial, and suddenly Breezepelt's a good boy? It's very, very strange. But I can't say he's my least favorite, because right now, he's a good boy. I don't know what to say. I would say my least favorite character is Bumblestripe, but that's kind of a joke. Like, even in the last video I said I could say it's Bumblestripe, but I mean, it's not really a suitable answer, because the only reason I don't like Bumblestripe is because people like Bumblestripe, and I don't understand why. Yeah, I know. You don't like him either, do you, Ocelot? But, yeah, least favorite character is hard. I don't like Maple Shade, but I'll go over that later. Let's see. Most aesthetically pleasing cat. Again, that's up to how you draw the cat, but... I mean, there are some cats that I would assume are attractive, like, just based on other cats' behavior around them, like, say, Crowfeather, for example. Nobody would be so attracted to Crowfeather if he wasn't physically attractive, because Crowfeather is a grumpy, like, dorky little creature in New Prophecy. He's like angsty and angry and kind of, like, hard to be around. Not as hard to be around as his son is, but, like, he definitely has that flavor of, not bad boy, but, like, kind of mean. He's kind of hard to talk to, even in the New Prophecy. It's odd. So he must be really, really hot, is all I'm saying. Like these cats are seeing Crowfeather and they're like, oh my god, Crowfeather is a beautiful creature, even though people draw him like a goblin. So I would assume in canon, characters like Crowfeather, Leafpool, Dovewing, characters that a lot of people like despite how they act, I think they're probably very attractive. Although I think we're flat out told that some, like it will tell us that cats are beautiful or whatever, but it's really just whatever cat the main character is interested in at the time. So they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry if this video is going on a billion tangents. It sounds like one of my streams. But, obviously it's not scripted, you can tell by all of the pauses I'm taking and me opening the window so the cats can look at it and stuff like that. But there's a lot of cats where the book will go like, oh, this is the most beautiful cat in the world, and it smells like oranges, and it's beautiful. And it's like, I understand, but you say this about literally every cat. I think the only cats that have been described as being, like, homely in any sort of way are, like, Purdy, Crooked Star, and Crooked Star has, like, a messed up jaw, so that's not really fair, and he was handsome before that, and, they don't give us a lot of, ugly characters. They don't really try. I mean, I guess all cats are beautiful. I would say all cats are beautiful. So it's kind of hard to find an ugly cat. But I would say it's the cats that, like, for example, Dovewing is being mean to Bumblestripe to try and get him off of her back. Like, if you read, books 5 and 6 of Omen of the Stars, I always want to call it The Fourth Apprentice. That's why I hesitate every single time, because my mind says, you call it The Fourth Apprentice, but it's actually Omen of the Stars. So, you'll see in the last 2 books of that Dovewing is kind of being mean to Bumblestripe. She is, like, actively, like, making fun of him, and avoiding him, and all of these things, and he is still just going 100% on Dovewing. So, I'd imagine that Dovewing is attractive. I'd imagine that other characters that have, I'd imagine Firestar's attractive when literally every single cat that moves and is a she-cat around him is attracted to him, and maybe Greystripe, who knows. So, most attractive cat is a bit hard. Well, most aesthetically a pleasing cat is a bit hard. I forgot the question anyways. 9, favorite leader. That's also a little difficult. I'm gonna say my favorite leader is going to be Hawkwing. It's about to be Hawkwing because Leafstar does not have very much time left, if I'm correct. She was a young cat when Firestar met her, but that was when, Brambleclaw was a young cat, so we'll see about that. Favorite villain, that is still Ashfur. I think Ashfur is the most fun. I am really, really going to be disappointed if they bring him back. Mostly because, something that I like about him, and I don't think I've been over this I don't think I went over this in the earlier video, is that every single time that Ashfur is presented with the opportunity to do something evil, he chickens out. So, for example, when Ashfur is an accomplice in the murder of Firestar, which was intended to get back at Squirrelflight for rejecting him or whatever, and she's supposed to feel the pain he felt by losing her father, which is a little bit drastic, Ashfur. That's a little bit of an imbalanced feeling there. But when he is an accomplice to that murder, he chickens out. He runs back to camp to tell people that Firestar is in danger and where he is. He saves Firestar by chickening out at the very last minute. Then, when he has the opportunity to get back at Squirrelflight by getting rid of the 3, he chickens out. He's like, okay, I've got some leverage, you're free to go. Like, sorry, kids. So, it's a situation where we have a character who, by all means, is evil and bad and does bad things, but he never goes through with them. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I feel like if, and I mean, maybe I'm giving the authors too much credit, but I feel like they were intending for Ashfur to come off this way, like he can't go through with it kind of situation. Especially seeing as he goes to heaven afterwards. Like, he does these things and then they just still let him in. So I feel like that's an interesting type of villain. I feel like that's something we didn't have before, because, like, even though Darkstripe was a coward, he was willing to, poison a child and take off. It wasn't really the same feel. Favorite medicine cat is Jayfeather. Jayfeather has an interesting personality, and he's fun to read about, even though he is a jerk. Or maybe because he is a jerk, because we don't really have very many of those in Warrior Cats, unfortunately. Overrated character. That is Mapleshade. I have seen things since I last made a Warrior Cats questions video, and that is lots and lots of Mapleshade. When Mapleshade isn't a very interesting character, and I feel like Mapleshade is used in place of other characters because there's no other female villain, obviously. There's also no other character that feels, like, scorned and put down and kind of like... There's no other character that fits 90% of romance revenge songs. So we see lots and lots of Mapleshade stuff, and I am so tired of it. I mean, no offense to anybody, but every time I see Mapleshade in, like, the thumbnail for something, I'm like, oh no, not again. I just find... I'm sure there's some other situation in Warrior Cats that fits some of these songs. But, oh my goodness, Mapleshade. She's... Because, what Mapleshade does is accidentally kills her children, still goes through with going to the other clans, says, oh no, my children are dead and I love you, or whatever the heck. And then they're like, that's creepy, that's weird, get out of here. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna kill everybody, and then she kills everybody. Basically, it's such a ridiculous story, because she accidentally kills her children, then she purposefully kills, the people who put her down, and then she purposefully kills, like, several very tangentially involved people. And then as a ghost, she decides, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna haunt this bloodline for the rest of all time and cause horrible, unfortunate accidents to them one by one as a ghost. And that's going really far, Mapleshade. All this because, nobody killed her kids but her. So... I mean, you could say that it was a situation that was forced by her getting kicked out or her getting rejected or something, but no, she is 100% responsible for that. She is 100% responsible for murdering a bunch of people. It's not... it's not good. I mean, she's, like, she makes a very good villain in Crooked Star's book, and basically nowhere else. It's unfortunate. Underrated character. See, with that, I have to go for basically any character in, like, newer books. I feel like people aren't really appreciating the the newer side of things. Like, there's been a couple Needletail maps and a couple, like big fandom situations with AUs and stuff, but, like, nobody's really been focusing on A Vision of Shadows, or the characters in A Vision of Shadows, when I really think there's more there than there were in earlier books. Maybe it's just not, maybe it's a situation where there isn't enough to change or want to change in A Vision of Shadows as in earlier books, but I feel like the newer characters are a bit overlooked. So I'm gonna kind of, like, blanket, the cast of A Vision of Shadows here. Because it feels like it's me and 5 other people who read it. Oh, jeez. And when I say overrated and underrated, I really just, I'm talking about the characters that get lots of fandom attention, lots of fan art, lots of interest. Compared to characters that really don't. Favorite minor character. Ooh. I think right now my favorite minor character is probably Velvet. I thought Velvet was really cute. But she's not really all that involved. I used background characters for this last time, but I feel like minor character really implies that they have some level of character, unlike people like Thornclaw and Dunos and all that. So I would want to say my favorite minor character at this moment is probably still Velvet. Favorite pairing? Ooh, I don't know. It's... Whew. Warrior Cat says shipping in it, and I don't care for any of it. Sleek Whisker and Raven, obviously. Favorite friendship, that is Jayfeather and Briarlight. I don't know why I didn't think of this back then. I don't even know what I was thinking back then, but Jayfeather and Briarlight have a really, really fun, dynamic between them, and he was so sad when she died. It was just... Like, it's such a wonderful little thing to include, because Warrior Cats doesn't have very many friendships, and so having Jayfeather be close to anyone was, fun to read about. It's a nice... Favorite moment? Fire scene, sorry. Most tragic death? That is Briarlight. Definitely going for Briarlight. Alternatively, I could say it was Purdy dropping dead in the middle of the clan. That was pretty funny. I mean, tragic. Definitely tragic. But no, definitely Briarlight again. Favorite battle/fight scene? That is definitely One Star and, Darktail, fighting into the lake until they both drown. I really appreciate that. So, there's my Warrior Cats 20 questions. I really want to listen to this to see if I swore or not. But I don't have time to listen to this to see if I swore or not. So I am going to be putting this out there, and, oh geez, why do I keep getting sprung with surprise announcements of when we're leaving for things? Oh. Anyways, this is my new Warrior Cats, 20 questions video. I hope you liked it, seeing as I, rushed it out as soon as possible and went on a rambly rant and made it about twice as long as my last one because I just kept talking about nonsense and making large pauses over nonsense. So, Warrior Cats, 20 questions. There it is. I don't think you tag people anymore. I don't think, this is a new enough meme to be tagging people, but if you want to just take these, I will post them in the description. Also, these were originally written by, Cell Never Sleeps way back when. I don't know if I mentioned that initially, but, back in 2016. So these are, very old questions, but I felt like I should redo them, because if you look up Warrior Cats 20 questions, my video comes up first, and I was like, oh, geez, that, isn't really how I feel anymore. So, there we have it. Also, one last thing. You might have noticed that my voice isn't exactly as high as it used to be anymore. That's because I'm getting old. I'm 26. I'm so sorry.